and watch my videos, share my videos, whatever you want to do. I'm working on the long arm. Temporarily, I have you right here to talk while I was waiting for... I have no idea why this does that. I'm in the garage, so that's probably why. Give me 2 seconds to change the internet and hope. All right, is it working? The garage for you. Now you know why I have a struggle with this. Hold on, we're gonna try something different. Just stay right there. Don't leave. Good now? We'll see in a second. Obviously, I cannot see the screen and I'm having issues in my first almost 4 minutes here. Okay, I'm gonna reset this screen. All right, now you guys should be able to see it. This is the Tuxedo Stars quilt for everybody that's just joining. I'm hoping that'll work. Hi, Judy. And yeah, I'm just slowly working on this. I'm doing white, black, and gray thread throughout this whole thing. And right now I'm on the gray. So I need to back this up a little bit so that I can work on everything that's gray, which is in the stars. Yeah, and I'm going to put you on the frame too. We're going to see how well that works, but I'm not sure at the moment. At first, I kind of want you guys to see how ruler work works. Some of you don't know the whole ruler work thing, working with rulers, so I'm disadvance this quilt now, backing it up a little bit, and then I'm going to start working on this star area and the grays and this star. And yeah, you guys can join with me while I do this. And I only need to go back just a little so that that whole star is, the top of it is available for me to work on. And I can't always see the comments, as you already know. So I'm going to come into this star over here, and in every single color, so like this white polka dot, I'm doing one thing. In this gray fabric, I'm doing a different thing. In this black polka dot, I'm doing something else. In this grid, I'm doing something else. So everything is different so that all the designs thoroughly spread through this whole quilt. So yeah, and I'm also swapping my thread color every single time as well. So I'm going to bring up my bobbin thread to the top, and I'm going to tie it off right here, and then leave that needle down, and then I'm going to bring you guys closer to see what I'm doing by zooming in just a little bit. All right, you should be able to see it's not going to move around. It should stay focused because I'm not moving with it. And then you're going to see me work with a ruler. For now, I'm just going to go around everything with the ruler. I'm doing it 10 stitches per inch in precision mode. So when I stop, this stops. I'm just stitching in the ditch or next to it because I'm really struggling lately with the quilting. I can't seem to find a way to hold my hand just right. And I'm supposed to be doing all these too while I'm here. Forgot that on that last one. So everything is being stitched in. And notice I'm kind of going slow for my norm, but I'm trying to do somewhat better than I usually do. So I'm going to start the grid here, and then when I get up to this side, I'm just going to fill that in right there. But what I'm going to do with this grid is I'm going to follow the actual grid. So I'm just going to come up a stitch, and I'm going to stitch inside the grid itself. That way it's pretty much following it the whole way. Just using the fabric as the guide. So these are like every 1/4 of an inch. Using the fabric itself as my inspiration for the quilting. I don't always do this either. I don't always like choose what's on the fabric to quilt it. This is rare, but I follow what's on the fabric. And we're gonna go all the way to that far side. I'm gonna do in here first. And I actually made this quilt in a tutorial. On my page. It's Tuxedo Stars. I think I named it Tuxedo Stars or something. I'm hoping you guys can still see. Again, I'm just following the grid that's on the quilt. I'm pretty much going over every 1/4 inch. Making a grid. And I know you guys would rather see it up front. I'll move the camera for the next one. And again, I can't see the comments at this very moment, but I'll look at them in a second. I'm going to drop that needle right there and leave it. Hi, Jim. I remember this quilt being built. Yep. Hi, Nita. Hi, Mary. We got a quilt meeting like this, right? All right, so I'm going to put you guys in the other holder. So give me 2 seconds while I disconnect it from here. So you're going to shake it, okay, for just a second. And then we're going to go over to this other holder right here. Come on, flip. There you go. And we're going to unzoom. Just pay attention. I mean, to the screen for a second. Come on. All right. Here we go. Let's put you in the holder and hope that it stays. Remember how I told you that this shakes really bad? Okay, you should be there. Sorry about that. We're going to do this for a few minutes where you're up close on it and hope that it does not shake out of the connector because it is broken. All right, so now where's my ruler? Oh, here. I'm going to go around this one, and then when I get to up here, I'll go around A, which you guys cannot see that right now. Let's turn this light down just a little bit. Is that better? Nope, that's not better. All right. So I'm going to try to stitch in the ditch. I'm going to try to go slowly because I know that this shakes so bad. So I'm using gray thread in gray areas, white thread in white areas, black thread in black areas. A lot of thread change, very frustrating. Nothing's perfect because I'm struggling with my wrist here on the long arm. But you guys could at least see what I'm doing here, mostly. see where I'm struggling with the wiggling and the wobbling. Not my fault. My wrist really hurts. And I have moved this handle on the long arm like 5 times now, and I still can't find myself the perfect position to hold my arm so that my wrist isn't like bent funky. And now I'm just going to go ahead and follow this grid again. So we're going to follow this line. It makes the quilt look really cool on the back side with all this. Which I'll show you before I end the video, what the back side is looking like. It's on black fabric, so, because I did black on the back. So you see the white in some areas, and then you see the shiny gray. And yeah, it looks really cool. Scott says it looks like some kind of sci-fi thing. Oh, and those that are new to my channel, I am on a King Quilter 2 Elite Special Edition machine. It's an 18-inch machine. It's all me. There's no robotics. It does have a screen to control the machine because everything, just like cell phones, has a touch screen for it to work. Even my air conditioning system in our house has a touch screen for it to work. So this is all I'm doing, literally, over and over. That's why this quilt is taking so long. And now I need to advance the quilt so that I don't break threads. So I'm just going to leave it on here and advance it. And then come over here to this bottom section. I haven't done in this star or the other star yet, but I'll make my way over there. And now all of a sudden I have the hicks. So now I'm going to come down here. And then here. Across with this. I try not to break thread as much as possible, only because I have to anyway with the color change over and over again. There we go. I did not get it correctly on the line, but I can care less. I'm going to do this side now. I'm seriously trying to stitch in the ditch, but like I said, it's either in the ditch or it's next to the ditch. If this was a client's quilt, I would actually pay more attention, but I am in so much pain with my wrist that it's making this like so impossible to line up properly. I need a new way to hold the long arm. Oh, right there. So now I'm just going to do these first. So you can see what I'm doing, I hope, really well. And I did not land where I was supposed to. That's so sloppy. I'm telling you. Beginners, you know, just because it's actually hard when you're trying to learn how to use rulers on the long arm. Sometimes if you think that it's a 1/4 inch away, it really isn't. Or if you think that that part is straight or the seam is straight, everything adjusts as you're quilting. So it's not going to be what you thought it was once you get to it. I just try to do what I can. Okay, now going the opposite way. It is fun though, just to play around, have fun with the quilt. Whether it looks good or not, at least I'm enjoying it. That's the whole purpose of quilting, is if you enjoy it, then keep going. If you don't enjoy it, then you shouldn't be quilting. And now I'm at my beginning where I started. And now I'm going to do what I've been doing in this. Let's see, these ones I have. Yep, I have like 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So I just do this. Stop right here where it's a point. Come over to this one. Stop as a point. Stop as a point. I did it 4 times. I still have to go around the block, but I will in a second. And then we'll go down on this side. That beeping is me going too fast. And one more time. Now I gotta go around the outside and the dip. One more that I'll have to do after this. I just have to backtrack the quilt one more time. Oops, that was not supposed to happen. I have so many oopses. This is the oops quilt, that's what it is. They actually make a non-slip stuff that you can put on the rulers. I have some, but I moved this ruler around so much that there's no point in having it on this ruler. But on more like pay attention type rulers, it's okay to put the tape, the non-slip stuff on. Now I'm going to leave the needle down right here, and then I'm going to do this one. So I have to back it up a little. Hi, G-Car. I was listening to your other video you did earlier today. Got the bing that you were doing live. Glad I caught it. Yeah, I know. I've been doing so much today. You guys get to see me twice. Technically, those that were on Yvette's chat and on T's chat earlier got to see me more than that. You guys should see my seam ripper is literally hanging right here. It's sitting so nicely off the edge. All right, so I'm going to repeat that whole thing on this one up here. I'm going to go around it real quick. And now my and forth. There's no specific space across. I'm just doing these. One more time. And this block is now done. I'm going to tie it off and move to next, which is another set of, oh my goodness, more of the cross hatching is pretty much what it is, filling in those geometric areas. But you can see over here, like in the white, what I did, it's just a line, and then it does an in to out swirl that comes into here. So all these areas have that. All the regular gray areas have the, what most people call just like dot to dot. And then in the middle, it has separated, and then I put some back and forth lines in those. Because like I said, it looks really cool on the back. All right, so now I'm on this one. Just got to do these sections, these 3 of the cross hatching. So for now, I'm just gonna start right here. I'm gonna go around all of them real quick. And I'm trying to see the tablet as you guys talk. It's kind of hard, but I'll catch the comments here and there. Actually, I think I'll just start the back and forth. And I'm trying not to stitch on that black with this gray. That's going to be very hard for me to do because I said I'm struggling a little. Let's see, and I did it again. If you guys have any tips or tricks besides using braces for carpal tunnel, let me know. Because carpal tunnel and long arming do not go good together for a fact. I could tell you now. That's if that is carpal tunnel in my wrist. I'm pretty sure it is because it's pretty descriptive of it. See, I'm doing everything that's a certain color in each row. So like that's why I'm on gray. Because I'm doing all the gray first. I did all the white and I did all the black, so that's why I'm on gray now. So this is a mix of heavy quilting and light quilting. Hi, Dolores. Hi, June. Yep, I'm here again. I figured since I had all day today with nothing else to do, I might as well do all the quilting and all the bag making and all the things that I need to get done. I figured it's time to get it all done. So that is why I am back again for my technically third live of the day. Even though I'm really sucking at this live today, but I can't control it. I'm having issues with my wrist. It's like I can't even control the machine, which is my right hand, because I'm using the ruler with my left hand. That's how bad my wrist hurts. Making that bag today probably did not help, but I got it done. You guys know me, I work through my pain. How many of you use the fabric itself to trace around what's already on it? If you get like geometric fabric like this, how many of you actually use that to your advantage for the quilting, like I'm doing now? Down here, I'll leave it right here so that I can do this bottom one next. Why does it look like I'm really zoomed still? I guess I'm not. Sorry, the dang thing wanted to move again. Jim has carpal tunnel and arthritis. See, I have arthritis. That's why I wasn't sure if this was carpal tunnel, but it's burning pain. Okay, this is where I'll show you. From here, all that whole side, all the way into these two fingers here, it literally feels like these two fingers are ripping off my arm. And when I do this, or I move like this, it's so painful. And then I feel it on this underside right here too. So it really sucks. Hi, Tom. Dolores, where can we get this pattern? This is on one of my YouTube videos. I cannot tell you which one right now. I'll probably, after this video is over, link you. I'll put a link in the description that goes straight to the video that this quilt is made in. Just remind me before I'm off, or I won't remember to do it when I get off. Judy has both as well. It's hard. Yeah, I'm doing it. June says you're on a roll. We'll just go with it. Yeah, I'm just going with it. I wear a brace. It does help. Hi, Kay. Yeah, I have a brace I've been wearing, but when I'm on camera, I don't wear it. That clicking is just me advancing the quilt so that I can work on this bottom one now, which you're in the camera of. See, I can't make the camera face any further down. Sorry about that, guys. Let's just come down here. And this machine moves just by moving. Like, I can quilt it with just one finger, so it's definitely very slidey. So when your wrist hurts, it makes the, you know, like, I don't know, it's more like a jerking sensation that I'm doing with the long arm, because I can't seem to hold my wrist in the proper position. And then I just use the ruler to keep as straight as I can. I've never had this problem before. Not while long arming. I'm not trying to quilt in the black either, but it seems to be happening, so I guess I'll have to live with it. Let's see. I'm just gonna live with it. I cannot keep straight. see that? Seriously getting really hard. That's why this has been on the frame for like, I told you guys it was on the frame on Sunday, so I think I loaded it Thursday or Friday of last week. And I've been working on it like an hour here and an hour there until my wrists can't take it anymore. And I have lots left to go. Especially since I chose to do this and not anything else. Okay. That one's done. Now I gotta move on to all the other gray stuff. Huh? I've had one so far, a cherry. CJ's in here. Let's see. Laura says I've done it with free motion quilting using the pattern and the fabric. Feels like a bonus to me. I love when I don't have to think about the quilt design. Exactly. Compression gloves help. Yeah, I need to get something like that too. I have a pair of gloves. I don't think they're compression though. I saw the ones with the, I want to get those and see if that helps. Embarrassed, we all understand. I wear a brace at night when it's really bad. It keeps me awake. I also wear it when I'm doing the heavy sewing like quilting. Yeah. All right, now I'm going to move on to this. Yeah, this is my first gray area on here. So I'm going to start working on what I'm doing in this section, and I'm just going to start with this up here. So what I've been doing is I'm making a, can you see the black right there? I'm making a hexagon in it, and then the opposite side gets the opposite side of the hexagon. I'm still going around all of the blocks as well. And I have to start in different spots because I need to advance to be able to fill the bottom, because I don't think I didn't go far enough from my quilt space at this time. So I may have stitched the gray here like this, but I'll still go with it with the black, and you can see I got the gray and the black. Not what I wanted, but I can't control it right now. I'm struggling. And if it doesn't go in the ditch, then again, I can care less. Now I'm going to come up to right here. Creating a hexagon, and then I come back the other way after. They're not spaced any specific way either, for those that are curious. I'm just kind of putting them like this one is messed up. Very messed up. Come on. See, the other day I got so frustrated I was doing this without the ruler. Because I was just like, yeah, these look retarded. So I was just trying to fudge it. And this is the sloppiest part of this whole entire quilt, is doing all this. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this down. Actually, let me cut that. Now put that down and do the opposite side. The compression gloves keeps your hands from going numb as well. Okay, I had to learn without curling up my hands under my face at night. I hold my arm to keep my wrist straight. That's what I've been doing at night. I'm back. Did you play nice while I was gone? I would sleep under that quilt in my new house, all black, white, and gray. I wouldn't notice a mistake. I notice all the mistakes only because I'm like really right here making them, and I'm not trying to do it on purpose. Actually, I have to go back anyway, so I need to break this because I have to do more stuff with the gray. So I'm gonna break that for a second. And I need to see this big section right here that looks very puffy. I need to do that real quick. So I need to bring this all back. And then I'm going to put this where that is right there. After the first couple stitches, I'll be able to re-put it the other way. But I need to get the first couple stitches down. I'm literally on the edge right here. I notice all of mine when I'm quilting also. Yeah, I constantly, oh my God, I hate that so much. Why did I even do that? Or stupid line, or I yell at myself because I got the gray on the black, or like doing now. Alright, I have to break it right here because I can't go any further because of my throat space, as you can tell. See, it stops. It doesn't do the whole thing. But now I can start the design, and after the first two lines I should be able to advance. A lot of thread break in this quilt. Okay, go down, and then right, this one I'm measuring, so right here. And I gotta stop it, put the needle down, advance the quilt, oy, oy, oy. So that I can go down the other, no, I'm not gonna advance. I have to break thread. That's right, that's how I did it on the other side. That's the only thing about working with an 18-inch machine. If my throat space was bigger, then I could get more done. But my throat space is not bigger, so when this is all you can afford, you work with what you got. So again, 1/4 inch. Back check it just a little. Break thread one more time. Come back right here. Doesn't this seem like a hassle? I don't know, for some, probably like used to it, but not me. I'm definitely like, why did I choose to do this? And I did 4. Hold on, I gotta make sure I did 4 lines. I think it's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4. So 1 more. And then I can advance it and do the opposite side. Remember, we all make mistakes. Yes, exactly. We make unique. No one will ever look at these as close as you do while quilting. Sometimes. Depends on who the person looking at the quilt is. Obviously, this is not a show quilt. It doesn't matter. All right. Take this down. I'm gonna leave my needle down right here and snip all those threads real quick before I roll them up. Okay, advancing. Now it's in my throat space. And then do the opposite side. And I have these like creases in here because this thing shifted, so I'm just gonna work with it. Because I'm just gonna work with it. Okay, here we go. Met up with that corner. I really don't want to have to break thread, but I think that's what I was doing on the other side. I'm pretty sure of it. Sorry, didn't mean to hit the camera. Just going to start this one right here. Like I said, this is just going to be a gift for someone in my family, so nobody was going to even know. Switch to the next one. And this is the last one. So, see, I'm kind of quilting that in there. It'll shrink in the laundry, so I'm not worried. Notice I didn't break thread. I'm just continuing on with my design here. Now that I can go around it. Break that thread and trim the middle one away from spacing or gapping or whatever you want to call it. I have a baby log cornet 16-inch on a 5-foot frame. I understand the limits, but I make it work for a king or queen quilts. Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Unless it's a show quilt, yeah. I definitely am not doing a show quilt. Okay. So here's like just dot to dot. I think out of all the quilting, this is probably the best thing that I'm doing and the easiest. Oh, that's not gonna, well, maybe it will. Let's see. Might fit. Oh, look, it did. Yay. Should have did the other side while I was at it. So again, on these, I'm actually doing the exact same thing I told you. I'm going to follow this. Oops. What did I just do? I'm a retard. Hold on a second. That's my new word for today, by the way. I've been saying that all day to myself. I just totally did something really dumb here, so I'm going to pick it out real quick. Any holes that I made will come out in the laundry, so I'm not dealing with it right now. Can't believe I just did that too. I knew what I'm doing and I messed it all right up. All right. I'm going to go down to the corner properly, then angle. And I don't have room to continue. So we're going to go this way. Now I'm going to follow all this cross hatching, but I'm going to move the whole thing up because I need to go up just a little bit. Got to make sure my charge is good too. Oof, we're taking my battery power down. I got to save room for my borders still. Actually, that's what I'll show you that I'm doing next. Let me just break this. Show you what I'm doing in the borders. Very simple, actually. So what I'm going to do is come down and baste this the rest of the way. And notice I based with whatever color was my next color to use, because this will be within the seam. So I just based with the color that's in. I'm gonna stop right there because I'm going to start going back and forth. So I'm using my ruler. Can you see the lines on it? And I'm going to the 1-inch line right here. And I'm putting that on my previous line so that I get a 1-inch spacing. And this is going to be really hard with a camera, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to slide down about 1 inch. And just go back and forth. So this is what I'm doing in this border. The other border I'm not doing anything in, actually. Too far. So I still have to do this on the other side too, but my phone is not going to last this whole video. Or how long I want to be on, so I can switch the camera so you guys can see what it's like to be in all these weird angles that you have to get yourself in to long arm quilt, or I can just go off the video completely. It's up to you guys if you want me to stay on. I just need to get to a charger. And I'm going to make that a second line on itself so that I can follow this back up. Okay, so that's what I did there. So as you can see, now I still need to do in here. So this one, I'm following this every other. I'm just kind of using the ruler. I'm not really spacing it. I'm just doing lines as long as the thread doesn't end up on the black, which I don't have one to show you. But I'm going to take the camera off the frame for a second after I read the comments for a second. I'll bring it right here so that you can at least look at something crappy that I did. Let's see. That's what I was going to say on this. Okay. Just came in. Love your frack. Hi, Lisa. This is that Tuxedo Stars quilt that I did a couple months back. What thread are you using? I use Glide. How do you do King Do queen and king, Dolores. I just got a corner on a 5. Oh, you probably have to, like, if it's a snap frame, then you can do it by snapping it in place. Bonnie I just moved it around when I got done. I flipped the quilt and put it on the bottom. Okay, yeah, that's... I did find it hard. I moved the needle. Just come down. Be very careful if that's to move the needle down. There's a cornet group in the Facebook. Oh, look at that. You ever do video on it? I have a problem asking for help. I don't, but I could. PM me and I'll do it anyway. Hi, Shelly. All right. So I'm going to take the camera to show you what the underside looks like because I think it looks really super totally cool. There we go. All right, so we're moving on. Moving around. Because it's a black background. So you guys see this? Let's come down right here so that you can see. Don't mind my stitching is kind of a mess back here because I haven't cleaned up any threads. But doesn't it look like sci-fi, sorta? Scott says it looks like some kind of sci-fi type weirdness from the back side. That's why I chose to do the thread switching so that you could see the stitches on the back, because look at how cool that looks. Like, doesn't that look really awesome? I don't know why, it just does. It's sloppy, but like I said, this isn't no show quilt. And if you see threads on the back, it's because I haven't gone through and picked them out when they get, oops, sorry. When they get stuck like this under here, you can see there's a thread going through. It just means I stitched over it and it'll pull right out because the bobbin thread didn't come up. But I think that it looks really cool from the back. I don't know. I'm having fun with it. All right, let me put you guys in this one and put you on the charger. All right. Charger. There it is. There, let's do it from here now. That way you can be on the charger and see. So now, let me do this one so that you can see that whole back and forth thing that I did real quick with the gray, and then I'll move on to not doing any more because, yeah. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Bonnie. Yeah, it's really cool. It does look cool, doesn't it? I think it looks awesome. Spaceships, yeah. That's why I think Scott said it looks sci-fi. It's the same thing. Sci-fi, spaceships, it's all the same. I'm going to do this area and then stop because my wrist is killing me. Plus I still have to do this side of the border, but I'll do that off camera on my own time. All right, so I'm just going to put my needle down here, pull it up and go this. I'll just do this one right here instead of both, just so that I can show you what I'm doing here. So again, stitching in the ditch around it first. I still have to come back with black now that I'm here and do the black around these because I didn't do that yet. Let me zoom this in. Star maps or ship schematics, right? That's yep, that's even better. That's better than what Scott said. All right. At least I did something neat by switching thread colors with having white thread on the back side. All right, so what I did was I lined on these ones, I lined my little 1/4 inch line on the ruler, and I just went in here and I stopped there and stopped and then did it wait, no, I did not do that. See, now I'm screwing it up. Screwing it up. This is what I get for trying to do video and remember all the things that I've been doing throughout this quilt. It's back and forth. 2 seconds to pick it out. Just need to pull the line of stitching out real quick. Just takes a minute. There's going to be stitching on top of most of that anyway in a second. Now you can see how this goes when you screw up the picking. You know that I've had to do this on a whole entire row or a whole entire area of heavy stitching, and I'm like, ugh, because the tension was bad, not because I messed up like I just did right now by stitching where I wasn't supposed to be stitching. Supposed to do my line first with the squiggles, then do this. It's a good thing it picks out easily. It's a good thing I do 10 stitches per inch, because I wouldn't be able to get into these if I did anything bigger. And again, most of this will wipe right out once water is on the quilt from it being washed or something. All this, the holes from the fabric, from stitching it, it just comes right out. So if you ever have your quilt long armed and you see holes in it, just remember once you wash the quilt, it'll all go away. It's especially bad in batiks, when you're quilting on batiks. Those holes are really hard to hide until the quilt is washed. Oh, this is killing my wrist, but I'm only right-handed with the seam ripper. Doesn't that suck? I've really tried the whole left-handed thing. I'm so very not good at it. How many of you can only seam rip with one hand? Your dominant hand. I can cut with both hands, and I can write sort of with both hands, but I cannot seam rip with both hands. Plus, I'm going to have to stop too, because my fingers are starting to bleed. Boy. Okay. Let's do that all over again. Just need to go over here. From the center. There we go. Now I'm doing the correct thing. Now I gotta pull all these little pieces of shredding. All right, I think it looks okay. If so, where? If so, where what? Do you buy pre-wound bobbins? And I don't use pre-wound bobbins, no. I did once, so generally wind my own. Yeah, I wind my own for this machine. I think I prefer it that way, so I can have all my colors that I need pre-wound. I want to try to embody, but now I use a large comb for piecing, so I wind my own. Shelley says I'm a lefty, but can only cut with my right. All right, so now I'm going to take myself up into this corner, and I think this is the part that was killing my wrist the most, is this whole... And I'm just using the ruler as my guide. These are not spaced. I'm just using the needle to see where... make my little back and forth curves, stop at my previous line, the side lines that I drew. This is not like super tight, it's not super loose either. I'm just really struggling because it's killing me. I'm like in so much pain. Now I do this. So it's in the same hole. It just stops in a different spot. And there's that. It's very sloppy. So, very sloppy, but focus. That's what I just did. But I'm not worried, again, because I can care less. And so will all my family members. Whoever ends up with this is going to be like, oh, I don't care. All right, so I'm just going to take that off. Move it out of the way for now. And then I use one of these right here, this wonderful thing. All right, sorry about that, 2 seconds. There we go. I use this right here. Everything, it picks up all that thread, you know, that has been picked out and shredded a little bit. And it picks it all up. And I just clean it up off of here. And 90% of the time I throw it on the floor, but lately I'm trying not to throw my thread on the floor, and I'm trying to actually throw it in the trash now. I'm so bad about that. All right, let's see what the comments say. Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? You know, I should have basted this too. I didn't even do that, but that's okay. I'm really being lazy about this quilt. It's going to take me probably 4 or 5 more days. I need to rush though a little bit because Alexa wants to do her quilt, and the only way she is going to Longarm is if I, you know, show her how to use it so she can load her own quilt. It's killing me. I'm making everyone in my house a couch blanket. They're all the same, but I use different quilting and different backs. I quilted the word popcorn on one, sons and skateboards on another, all free. Awesome. And yes, tight quilting back and forth is what hurts, definitely. So that's what I was doing. I need to like just lay my arm right here. Oh, it's killing me. Sharp pain. I don't like it. This is why it's taking so long to do this. The quilt I did before this, and my wrist was still hurting then. The quilt that I did before this, it was just free motioning. It was a different design that I've ever done, and that was when the camera thing had broke. But the one that's on here now seems to be holding, but it does vibrate a lot on the phone. I can tell just by watching it while I was quilting with you guys on it. So I can only imagine what it's going to do when I'm quilting my normal speed. But it seems to be holding for now. We'll see how long it lasts before it breaks, like everything else. What was I going to say? Yeah, I was doing this really cool design. And even though I was holding my wrist like this the whole time and not doing this and that and this, I was just holding like this, I still was hurting so bad that I tried it with the brace on. And you can't long arm quilt with a brace on. Not a hard brace, at least, with the metal thing that goes along the arm right here to keep you from bending your wrist at all. You can't long arm with that. So if you are thinking about a long arm and you wear a daily brace, just know that whatever arm it is on, you cannot use that to move things around. It hurts worse. Tight scribbles and micro quilting. Ouch. Yeah. Anyway, I thank you guys for hanging out with me. I know this wasn't like the perfect video, but I wanted you to know what I was doing with this quilt. One day I had pulled some backing fabric, and I have this on a bolt, this 108 black, and I ordered a whole entire bolt, and guess what? It was in 2 separate pieces. So it was about 2 and not even a quarter yards. So I was able to load this quilt with it because it was 108 long, or wide, but wasn't 108 long, so I couldn't do any of the big quilts. I had to cut it short, so I chose to do this one, and the leftover from it I'll piece it together and do a smaller black and white quilt that gets a black background. So I was kind of mad about that. We ordered it a couple months ago, and yeah, usually when I order 108, it doesn't come in more than 1 piece. This came in 2 pieces. I was kind of mad. It's got 2, because I like to, when I order 108, I like to cut off 108 to 124 inches. You know what I mean? All right. Anyway, this leaning down isn't helping any either. You up. Stay. You guys could see my messy garage in my car. Okay, that leg just broke on my stand, so that's saying it's time to go, right? Anyway. All right, I'm going to get off of here. I thank you guys for watching. This is a horrible video, but whatever. I felt like coming on and saying hi and working on this quilt for 5 minutes. Much love to all of you guys. Thank you for hanging out, and get some rest. I'm going to go watch TV and put the brace back on, because let me tell you, it's hurting. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. You don't have to share this video. It's horrible. All right. And yes, I'll link the pattern. It's called Tuxedo Stars. And I did this in a video. So I think it's a 2-part video, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll put the links down below. I'll have to go on the computer for it, but I'll do that. So, all right. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.